Hi guys, welcome to AdamMcKola TV. I'm Adam. This is the preview for Swansea against Manchester United in the League Cup. Yes, United take on Swansea in the League Cup. Fourth round. Now, we won this competition last year. It was a competition that brought us one of our two trophies. Wow, three if you Jose Mourinho. Remember that? All in the final. But it won us one of our two cups last season, and it brought us a little bit of joy in a season that didn't have much to shout about. Now, in the last week at Manchester United, it's all gone a little bit sour, a little bit negative, and a little bit, here we go again. And I can't quite get my head around this one. I cannot get my head around this one, the way the momentum has just changed completely. And it's only been one defeat. One defeat. You'd think we'd lost 3 games this week. One defeat. Yes, the performances haven't been great this week, but it has only been one defeat. And I think people need to calm down a little bit. Just calm down. I'm in danger of sounding like a Scouser here, but everyone needs to relax. Manchester United, hopefully, will get back to winning ways. But us, at the moment, being so negative, it's going to rub across to everybody else in the club. And we just need to be positive at this moment and think positive, because it hasn't been all bad. The start to the season has been very good when you look at it from the whole. And the last game, awful performance. It was spineless, it was gutless. But I'm hoping that could be a kick up the arse that the United players need, the manager needs, everybody needs, because we need to get back to winning ways again. There's no time to be feeling sorry for ourselves. There's no time to be feeling sorry for ourselves. We've got so much to play for this season. And to start throwing our toys out of the pram and, Man City are going to win the league and, we're shit, we're as good as we were last season, all that negativity. We just need to relax with that a little bit. We have suffered a lot of injuries at the moment. A whole defence, a whole midfield, we're missing them at the minute. And we need to get players back. But not only that, we need to get that confidence back again, because it's just been sapped out of the team, sapped out of the fans. And the only way to do it is to go out and beat Swansea. Now, earlier in the season, we beat Swansea 4-0. Now, at 1-0 up against Swansea, I thought they had a chance of coming back into the game. But once they had to open up on us, we broke them, and we broke them hard. Pogba, Martial, Lukaku, etc. running at them and causing problems. And we ended the game 4-0. That was United, probably at our best this season. But we need to get back to that. And I'm glad we've got this game straight after that disappointment at Huddersfield. And if I was Jose Mourinho, I wouldn't play many, fringe players and all that. I'd play most of the same players that played on Saturday. Let them get this frustration out of their system. Let them get that performance out of their system. And let them prove a point. Because we want to be going into that Spurs game on Saturday with confidence. We've got a lot of days in between Tuesday and Saturday to recover and rest and all that stuff. So we should go into this Swansea game, in my opinion, and play a strong team. Play the players that were frustrated against Huddersfield. Let them go out there and tear this Swansea side a new one. Because we need to get our mojo back. We need to get our confidence back. And we need to start playing the way we were at the start of the season. Because this last week just hasn't been good enough. It hasn't been good enough at all. Guys, I am going to be reading your comments throughout this preview show. So it's a live interactive preview show. So make sure you keep your comments and all that stuff coming through. I'll be giving you my predicted team. I'll be giving you the team news. I'll be giving you my predicted scoreline. And we'll be answering your questions as well. So keep it locked to AdamMcKola TV throughout this next half an hour for the preview. Of course, hit that like button as well. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet to AdamMcKola TV. Diving into the comments right now. So let me bring those up for you. We've got Dexter in the comments. We've got Shahid. Ash is in the comments. How you doing, Ash? Make sure you subscribe to Driving with Ash. Ines is back in the comments. Famdam's there. Dalton's here. 31502 Alex is here. Alex Neild is here saying we will be back. Thank you very much for getting involved, Alex. And there's a lot of what seems to be a little bit of positivity at the moment in the comments, and people saying we need to relax. We need to, calm down a little bit. Dexter saying, true, Adam, but there hasn't been much rotation, so pretty much same team and can't do with more injuries. I totally agree with that, mate. We can't be dealing with any more injuries. It's just not what we need right now. Cheers for the Sunny Air promotion. last week. It boosted sales on iTunes. Says Manny plays, no problem, mate. Anything for Jat, how I know him, or Sonny. Shout out, lad, big time watcher, first time commenter, says Ryan. Ryan, welcome to the show. Well, you've obviously been watching for a while, but thank you for commenting and thank you for getting involved. I appreciate you. Shahid, how are you doing? Bad Brad says Lingard to start. Scott Dobson says predicting a 2-1 United win. Lewis Smith says we are United. Gorvind wants me to go to the Grove. Not right now, mate. Not right now. And I agree 100%, Adam. We should play with stronger squad what we have. We must rebuild our confidence, says Michael or Mikel. And it was a competition that Jose Mourinho used last season to build that winning mentality and build that confidence. And he did play a very strong team throughout the tournament, didn't he? And I mean, even against Burton, we played a very strong team as well. Yes, we did rest a few players, but we played a strong team. And we managed to get a decent result. Unfortunately, we conceded towards the end. Joel Pereira conceding the goal. But United played a strong side against Burton. The likes of Rashford scoring and Fellaini, etc. We played Romero, Darmian, Lindelof, Smalling, Blind, Carrick, Herrera, Lingard, Mata, Martial and Rashford in the last League Cup game. So we played a strong side, but we did make a few changes. Now, I wouldn't mind Sergio Romero obviously coming back in for this game. Don't mind that at all. But I would keep a strongish side. Let people get confidence back. I would play Romelu Lukaku, for example. Let him get a goal or two. His goals have dried up in the last week. Didn't score against Liverpool. Didn't score against Benfica. Didn't score against Huddersfield. No, I'm not worried by that. But it's just an example. Let Lukaku play. He'll bag a goal against this Swansea side. This Swansea side that are missing Renato Sanchez. They're missing also Kyle Bartley and Wilfred Boney as well. So whilst Manchester United do have some big players out for us, the likes of Pogba, Rojo, Fellaini, Carrick, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, Marcus Rojo, Eric Bailly may be back. Jose did say last week that he could be back this week. And it'd be nice to get Eric Bailly a few minutes before that Spurs game, because I think Eric Bailly is vital to us in that Spurs game. We need to get Bailly back for that game. If we can have Bailly back in the home game against Spurs, who are going to be a very, very difficult game, I think it's going to be our most difficult game of the season so far, then I think that would be a big, big boost to the team. Someone that I would play again as well is Victor Lindelof. He had a dreadful time out against Huddersfield. He wasn't the only one, but he did have a dreadful time out last time out for Manchester United. He made that error for the second goal. He wasn't covering himself in glory, but I would not drop him. Play him. Let him play himself into form, or let him prove a point. Dropping him is just going to shatter his confidence even more. Let him go out there and let him prove his point. If he sinks, then he sinks. And we know he's not a Man United player, but hopefully he'll swim. Because we can't be mollycoddling these guys, wrapping him in cotton wool, dropping him, making his confidence shatter to pieces. Play him. Yes, he made a mistake against Huddersfield, but if you believe in him, and he's your player, you signed £31 million on, play him in the next game. Because he needs that confidence. He needs the backing of his manager. And it's not like we've got a huge amount of options, is it? We've got Smalling, Lindelof and maybe Bailly at the moment at the back. Phil Jones is out, Rojo's out. So we've been shorn of defenders at the back. I would love to see Axel Tuanzebe play. But again, I don't expect him to do that. Yeah, it's an interesting one tomorrow. But I would keep playing a similar team to what played against Huddersfield. Maybe bringing someone like Romero, because obviously he needs minutes. And I don't think David De Gea was bad against Huddersfield. But we need these players to get their confidence back. And we need it back fast. Because we've got a big game coming up against Spurs. We can't afford a negative result in that game. We can't afford to be losing that game, that's for sure. And we need to go out and look to beat that Spurs team. It's as simple as that. So we need confidence back for it. This last week shown our confidence has been shot to bits. And that's what upsets me the most, because at the start of the season, we were looking like a team again. We were looking like a team that's moving forward. Now after one defeat, it's that whole negative vibe again. And it's upsetting. It's understandable. But it is upsetting. Why are we going back to that? Let's stick together. We need to. And Jose Mourinho as well, digging out the players. I know Ander Herrera spoke to the press and he spoke about attitude. But then Mourinho digging out the players in the press for their attitude. Mate, it was only last week you were flirting with Paris Saint-Germain. Now, look, I don't think Jose's going to leave. And I know it's to do with his contract and all that stuff. But you can't question the commitment of players when you were flirting with another team last week. So That annoyed me a little bit from Jose Mourinho. I know he has a tendency to let things self-destruct and implode, and I hope this isn't a sign of that. And I hope it was just a reaction to a bad result and a bad performance at Huddersfield, because that's exactly what it was. It was awful at Huddersfield, and there's no, glittering it up. There's no jazzing it up. There's no taking positives out of it, because there were no positives. Going to dive into your comments again. Make sure you're hitting that like button as well, guys. We've only got 40 likes at the minute, so get hitting that like button. We've got over 100 people watching live, so thank you very much for joining us. This is a Swansea City vs Manchester United Carabao Cup 4th round preview. I'll be giving you my team very, very soon as well. Bran, thank you for watching. Comments are moving very, very quickly at the moment, so if I do miss your comments, then I do apologise for that. We need more players. They will get stuck in when we're losing. Lukaku, Mikiti and Marcelo are all good when we're on top, but when we're struggling they go missing. Says Ian. Spurs is for certain. Okay, that's gone missing. That comment has. I do apologize. Oh, there we go. A must-win game now. We can't drop any points for the next few games the way City are playing at the moment. There will be a vlog after the Spurs game and maybe for the game tomorrow as well. Has the negativity come from Jose's comments about Paris Saint-Germain, says Lewis? That's a good question, to be fair, because it could possibly have spouted from that. Jose Mourinho speaking about his future, potentially looking elsewhere. Maybe the players are feeling a little bit of discontent, a little bit of uncomfortableness at Old Trafford at the moment. Who knows what's going on behind the scenes? I just hope it's nothing more than a bad week of form and there's nothing more to it. Well, obviously, all will be revealed in the coming weeks. But we've got a big opportunity this week, a cup game, take our minds off it, hopefully bash Swansea in and get our confidence back. And then if we can go into that game against Spurs and beat them, then you start to feel that confidence again and that momentum shift back in our favour. Yes, we are 5 points behind City. That's not a problem at this point in the season. We've made a good start still. It's just about how we react from defeat. Reacting from defeat is a big, big thing. I remember Sir Alex Ferguson used to always say after a game when we'd lost, how do we react? That's the important thing. We need a reaction now. And if you don't get a reaction, that's when you start to spiral downwards. And we don't want to spiral downwards. We want to get our momentum going forward again. So we need we need reactions from these players. Matic, Herrera, they were criticised at the weekend. I know Matic was one of our best players. Herrera had a poor game. Against Liverpool, he did some things well, did other things poorly. So we need Herrera to step up. And that's just one example. Lukaku hasn't been scoring. We need him to get back on it. Great assist for Rashford at the weekend. We need the likes of Matic start dominating that midfield. The defenders to be certain in themselves and to be confident and to be sure. And you're not going to get that if you drop Lindelof. So play him. Play him. That's all I ask. Tottenham and Chelsea back to back. It was like LBG all over again the other day. United need to fix up, says K. Rocky Mojo Jojo says, looking at the current situation, do we think we need to bring in any players in January? If all of our players come back from injury and we haven't got many injury problems in January, then probably not. Because Pogba, Fellaini, Carrick, Rojo, Bailey, Jones, big misses for any side. Zlatan Ibrahimovic as well. So we need to get these players back. Once we get these players back, then we can look ahead if we need anything else. But, if we get these players back, I don't think we need much signings in summer. 9 a.m. from LA and he's got a joint rolled up, says Lias. Yes, mate, hope you're enjoying. Starting to feel Pogba's important, says a bit of a weirdo. You're not a bit of a weirdo, mate, if you watch my channel, but I am agreeing with you as well. Pogba's importance is being hugely missed at the moment. There's a big, big gap in our midfield. And I have felt a little bit sorry for Ander Herrera recently. I was tweeting about Scribs earlier on today because Scribs has been on a mad campaign. If you know who Scribs is, from Filthy Fellas. He's from the United Road podcast. He's from DMB podcast, etc. Great lad. I love Scribs. But he's been tweeting a lot of bullshit about Herrera this week. And I had to tweet about it today. But I feel sorry for Herrera a little bit. Look, his form hasn't been good. His performances haven't been good. He hasn't played well this past week. But I don't think that makes him a bad player. I still think he's a very good central midfielder. I think he's maybe struggling to get a partnership going with Matic. It's a new partnership for him. He was left out of the side earlier on in the season. Centre midfield is an area that's difficult to come into. And then when you add to the mix that we've got no other midfielders, we're playing a midfield two with Matic and Herrera, no Pogba, Carrick, Fellaini, etc. around them. A lot of the responsibility is falling on Matic and Herrera. And I don't think they have all the utilities or all the tools in that midfield area to make it happen. And Herrera's struggling for it, Matic's struggling for it, and the team's struggling for it. I do think Herrera needs to improve his performances. Don't get me wrong, he needs to improve his performances. But I think it's been a bit of an overreaction towards Ander Herrera's poor performances. And I think it's rather a thing of form rather than, class. I think, as they say, form is temporary, class is permanent. And I'm hoping Ander Herrera gets back to basics very, very soon. My run was awful today. I went running and, oh my God, my legs are still hurting. It's hard for Herrera because he's hardly played at all since Dalton. When Rojo comes back, it could be a 3-5-2, says Jolien. Do you think Mourinho's upset that Pogba's not doing his rehabilitation at Carrington, says Utkarsh? If Mourinho is upset at that, then surely he has the power to be able to tell Pogba to come back to the club and train at the club. So I would assume that he's got no problem with what Pogba's doing. He's had a strong relationship with Pogba in the past. He seems to trust him to do what he wants. So I would hope not. I would really hope not. Because surely they're both adult enough to be able to say, hey, Pogba, come and train back at Carrington. And then Pogba to say, all right, because we're paying his fucking wages, for Christ's sake. So if there is an issue there, I hope it would be easily resolved and not something that would be helped by sniping comments and things like that. Hopefully Pogba will be back by November, Prajesh. Herrera is being targeted for this disappointing result. We are missing Pogba, Fellaini, but we need one more player to push and lead this team, says Blade. That was one of my big disappointments from the weekend. There was a real lack of leadership, a real lack of quality, of someone to step on the ball and say, you fucking pull yourselves together now. We're Man United, we're playing Huddersfield, let's get to grips. Because at 2-0 down, it wasn't over at half-time. If we come out firing out the blocks in the second half. But I also think a lot of it comes from your manager as well. And at 2-0 down going into the second half, you need to be hitting them from the off. You need to be going out there all guns blazing. Huddersfield are going to sit back. And I don't think we did enough to worry them or worry their lead. Even when we went 2-1, we didn't really force us back into the game. And I know towards the end of the game, in injury time, there was a moment where the ball bobbled around in the box a little bit. But I think we didn't do enough to worry that Huddersfield side. And that pissed me off the most. The second half, we should have been going for them, knocking the door. And then if you lose or you draw, but you've fucking tried, and it's been a bad 45 minutes that you've reacted from and tried to rescue the result, then maybe you have less complaints. But when it's a result that's just lacking desire and lacking commitment and lacking hustle and lacking anything, it's really annoying. It's really, really annoying. Thoughts on Lindelof, says Bargov. I have my doubts about Victor Lindelof, but I'm not going to rush to judge him yet or write him off just yet. We've seen other players have poor starts and then go on to do better things. I only hope that the same can happen with Victor Lindelof. Jose would have signed him for a reason. Now, I haven't been impressed with him much at all. But like I said, you've got to play him. You cannot drop him. Dropping him will just kill his confidence. Play him against Swansea. Let's hope he gives a reaction. If he doesn't, then take him out the side. But we need a reaction from him. And you're not going to get one by dropping him, in my opinion. I miss Statman Daddy in the comments on my last show. Oh man, how can I miss Statman Dave? I love a little bit of Statman Dave. Analdu says, do you think our club hasn't backed Moo to get all his targets? Well, we didn't get one of his targets this summer. So, I'm not too sure. Anshuman says, if we beat Spurs and Chelsea and City lose one, again people will start saying United for the champions. This keeps happening in today's football. One game changes the atmosphere. Nothing to worry about. I love that, Anshuman. Great comment, mate. Missed me today on the full-time Devils Swansea preview, says Victor. Hopefully I'll be on the next one. FIFA Gaming telling me to shut up. You shut up, you knobhead. Yes, Sick Jardy, what's going on, mate? And The only thing keeping me happy as a United fan is reading an article saying Arsenal want to buy Martial. Are they on crack at Emirates? Fuck's sake. Martial, they can piss right off. Absolute wankers. Do you think Rooney could have made a difference for us in games like Huddersfield? Genuinely, with all due respect, no. Maybe as a leader, maybe in the dressing rooms, but on the pitch, no. Dexter says it's media bias to try and unsettle United and Mourinho, but fuck them. Adam, what do you think Mickey needs to work on? Says Gorav, consistency. He needs to get that consistency. Lindelof could make up for Saturday. Jose may let him start to see if he can get his confidence back, says Gary. Totally agree with you, mate. And I think Jose Mourinho should be looking to do that as well. Nearly just dropped the mic, and that would have been an awful bang. And if you got headphones in, your ears would have got well and truly fucked over. So I've saved you all there. Tell your mama saved your life. But moving on right now, we're going to my predicted team for this game. And that is my predicted team. Romero, Valencia, Smalling, Lindelof, Daley Blind, Matic, Herrera, Mickey, Mata, Martial, and Romelu Lukaku. You will see that it's a very strong fucking side. You will notice that one change or two changes from the weekend, bringing Mickey in for Lingard, and of course Romero in for De Gea. But I would start that team. Start that team. No ifs, no buts, no maybes. Let them go and prove a point. Let them go out there and show them that that performance against Huddersfield on Saturday was a mistake, was a one-off. Let them go out and absolutely fucking dick this side. They're missing their two best players in Renato Sanchez and Wilfred Bonas. They've got no Bartley as well. Yes, they're a decent side under Clement, but their form has been awful. They've lost 3 of their last 5 games. They're only winning those 5 games, I think, was in the EFL Cup where they beat Reading. They beat MK Dons as well, something we failed to do a few years ago. But having said that, this is a game that Manchester United should be winning. We should be going into this game. Yes, we're not going to go into it with confidence at this point because of the fact that we lost against Huddersfield and the performances before that weren't great. But this is a chance for Manchester United to reclaim their confidence and regain their confidence. And this is a big chance for us to do that. So I hope we take this game against Swansea seriously, because you're in danger then. If you go into this game, you make a whole load of changes, you don't take it seriously, you have a shocker against Swansea, you lose. They've been able to beat us over the last couple of years, we already know that. And then it's another continuation, it's 2 defeats on the bounce going into that Spurs game. That is something that we don't want. We want to be going into this Swansea game and getting a comfortable victory with a good performance. That is what we need going into that Spurs game, because it's a big game for us Spurs at home on Saturday. If we can win that, it's a crucial 3 points in the Premier League. But this game comes first and we have to take it seriously. That is my opinion. I do think we will take it seriously, and I do think we will see a reaction from the Manchester United side. And I'm going for a 3-0 win with Romelu Lukaku getting back on the score sheet. Can he go 4 games without scoring? I don't think he will. So I think Romelu Lukaku will score in this game, and I think United will get a comfortable 3-0 victory. Now, before I go, I'm going to read out some of your comments and some of your predictions of your teams. So get all your comments and that good stuff in. Let's see if we can hit over 100 likes as well. We're very close at the moment, so get hitting that like button. My prediction blade is 3-0 to United with Lukaku first. Ines says 3-0 with Martial and Rashford grabbing 2. If we lose by 5 goals against Swansea, have a clean shave. I'll be happy to do that because we will not happen. Harishi says rest Lukaku. Famdam thinks it's going to be 3-1. If Rashford don't start, United will draw or lose, says clashing in style. A draw is not an option at the Bridge. We can't be 7 points off the pace. And even in the match against Spurs, says Bargav. Boney and Sanchez will not play, says Ahmad. I know, mate. I did mention that earlier in the stream. If you've joined us late, then of course you can check out the rest of the preview a little bit later on today. Why don't United fans rate Lingard, says Brad. It's really frustrating that whenever we have a bad performance, it's the likes of Lingard and Herrera that are blamed for it. I don't think they really justify the blame that they were getting. And I think I like Jesse Lingard as a squad player. I think he gets a lot of unfair stick. Everyone knows that already, and I get criticised for my opinion on him. But we've seen it in the past with the likes of Evans, Berbatov. They were made a scapegoat for anything that was bad at Manchester United. And we see it now with the likes of Lingard and even Ander Herrera. It seems that people that fans like, others will go one step further to see like, oh yeah, look, I'm a proper football fan. I'm pointing out that one of my own is shit. Mate, give it a rest. No one expects Jesse Lingard to be world class. No one expects him to start week in, week out. But he is a valuable squad member and a valuable team player for Man United. So whatever anyone says, just fuck him. It's the best way to go about it. Little Red Devil says 3-1 Martial 2. Martial 2, Lukaku 1. He thinks it will be 3-1. Damiano says Lingard is average, but our own average. Scott should play. You mean Scott McTominay? Not for me, mate. Rashford should start. He deserves it, says Anandit. He did start. He came on against Huddersfield, scored a goal as well. I want him to start against Spurs, though. So, yeah. D thinks it's going to be 1-0 United. Yes, D, what's going on, brother? And Lingard is a great squad player, says Manny Plays. So there you have it, guys. This has been the preview for the Swansea game in the Cup. Looking forward to it. Travelling down tomorrow. So make sure you check out Full Time Devils. I'll have the live reaction to that as well on my YouTube channel. So make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, liking, commenting and sharing and all that jazz. Get your predictions and your predicted team lineups in the comments below as well. If you watch live, thank you very much for watching live. If you've watched this back a little bit later on, then thank you very much for watching back live as well. Make sure you keep it locked to AdamMcKola TV. Plenty more content coming up for you this week. But for now, though, guys, I have been Adam McKola. You guys have been absolute legends. And for now, guys, I'm out of here.